You ever hear about the game that deletes itself after you play it? If you're watching this, it means you probably heard something about it. The whispers on forums, the late-night rumors in Discord channels, or maybe the story that ends the same way every time. Someone downloads a strange game, they vanish, and the game disappears too. I didn't believe it either. Not at first, but I wish I had. Because 3 months ago, my friend sent me a file at 3:04 a.m. That was the last message I ever got from him. No goodbye, no explanation, just silence. His name was Jamie. He wasn't reckless. He wasn't paranoid. He just liked horror. And he liked puzzles. That's how it starts, you know? Not with demons or rituals or curses. It starts with boredom, curiosity, one bad night with too much caffeine, and no sense of consequence. He told me he was browsing deep web forums, the kind that don't stay up long, places where you trade whispers like currency, places you don't bookmark. The game didn't have a name. The post said it had no menu, no music, no pause. You don't control the game. You survive it. There was a thread titled, "The Game That Plays You Back." The game didn't have a name. The post said it had no menu, no music, no pause. You don't control the game. You survive it. Jamie was smart. He knew better. He told me once, the dark web's like deep water. Swim too far out and you forget where the shore is. I should have listened. Instead, I egged him on. That night, he messaged me. Just one line. "It's loading." Then nothing. For hours. I thought he fell asleep. But when I woke up, I had 27 unread messages. This isn't a game. It knows my name. Can you hear it too? Then one last voice memo. "It's in the hallway." I replayed that clip over and over, analyzing every background sound, every breath, every silence between the static. And I swear just before it ends, you can hear something breathing, but it's not Jamie. The next day, he was gone. His apartment locked from the inside. No forced entry. No signs of a break-in. No signs of anything except his computer. It was still on. And on the screen, not a desktop, not a game. Just a terminal window blinking. You watched. I never opened the file, but I still got the message. And now you're hearing it too. I need you to understand something. This isn't a creepypasta. This isn't fiction. Jamie is missing, and I think if I don't finish telling you this story, I might be next. Jamie wasn't the kind of person who disappeared. He was dependable, sharp, a little too obsessed with indie horror games, maybe, but never reckless, never unstable. We've been friends for years. Same college dorm, same inside jokes, same sleepless nights sending each other weird Reddit rabbit holes. We even had a running challenge. One rule was not. One night, I joined just to mess with him. I said, "Yo, you good?" He didn't answer. Just stayed in the channel, breathing, clicking. Eventually, I left. The next day, he finally replied to my messages. "Did I say something weird last night?" I told him no. He hadn't said anything at all. Then he sent something else. I don't remember logging on. He told me things were getting strange. He'd find his speakers on when he swore they were off. Windows open he didn't remember touching. He'd wake up with his monitor already on, showing static. But it wasn't until he sent me a photo that I really got worried. "Don't answer the knock." He didn't remember writing it. Said he woke up and it was just there with his own handwriting, but not something he could recall doing. That's when I started to notice the other changes. He looked pale in selfies, eyes red, like he hadn't slept. He started sending voice notes, short, paranoid ones. I can't tell if the game's still running or not. Even when I close it, it's like I still hear it. My webcam turned on by itself last night. I threw tape over it, but I swear it's still on. At first, I thought he was just going through something. Stress, sleep deprivation, maybe some bad weed. But then he sent me a clip. He screen recorded himself trying to delete the game. It was a .zip folder labeled untitledream_0.exe. It vanished, then reappeared. He tried again. This time, it renamed itself again. Just one word. Downstairs. That night, he left me a voicemail, longer than the others. You could hear him breathing hard, like he'd just run up a flight of stairs. I heard knocking, not like fists, fingertips, tapping, 4 taps, always 4. I looked through the peephole. No one, but the tapping didn't stop. It's not outside anymore. That was the last time he spoke clearly. After that, every message was more fragmented, more chaotic. He started typing in all caps, sending symbols I couldn't recognize, Unicode glitches, strings of binary, weird character sets that crash my chat app if I open them too fast. One night he texted me, "IT wants me to play it again." I asked him what happened when he did. He replied, "I saw myself." Jamie wasn't sleeping anymore. He said the game didn't let him. Every time he closed his eyes, he'd hear the knocking. Not loud, not urgent, just consistent. 4 taps, always 4, but never from the same place twice. Sometimes his door, sometimes under his bed, once from inside his closet. He messaged me at 2:33 a.m. It knocked from the monitor. I told him to unplug everything, to delete the drive, factory reset. He responded with a photo. Then he stopped messaging. For 3 days, I kept checking his socials. No updates, no stories, no posts. He didn't show up to class. didn't answer calls. Then, finally, a voicemail. 1 minute, 27 seconds long. I'll never forget the way he sounded. I tried everything. New drive, firewall, even changed Wi-Fi. It's not enough. It knows when I'm afraid. It shows me things I don't think are mine. He said the game was sending him messages, not in code, not in files, on his mirrors, in handwriting he didn't recognize, on receipts, on random scraps of paper. And then came the voice, not his, not mine, something in between. You aren't looking in the right place. He said it came through his speakers, even when they were off, even when they were unplugged. He wrote me one more time, a simple text, "Don't come here. If it sees you, it'll want you too. You aren't looking in the right place." He said it came through his speakers, even when they were off, even when they were unplugged. He wrote me one more time, a simple text, "Don't come here. If it sees you, it'll want you too." One night, I opened Discord to check if he was online, and something was there, a call from Jamie's account. Except it wasn't really his voice. It was almost him, but not quite, like someone had learned how to mimic him, but didn't fully understand how a person sounds. You shouldn't have watched, but since you did, you'll play next. Then the webcam activated. That's when I knew it wasn't just a game. It was looking for someone, and now it had seen me. After the call, I just sat there, staring at my reflection in the black glass of my monitor. I could feel it, watching, not from the screen, from behind it, like something learning our world, frame by frame, getting faster, closer. At first, I told myself maybe Jamie was pulling a prank. Maybe it was some elaborate ARG, but no prank moves mugs 2 inches. No ARG opens drawers a crack. No game flips your toothbrush the wrong way, then puts it back without you hearing a sound. I set up a webcam, just to be sure. 3 nights, nothing. Then night 4, 3:04 a.m. 4 knocks, but not from the door, not the floor, from above me, from the ceiling. After what happened with the USB, I should have walked away. I should have deleted everything, smashed every device I owned, moved to the middle of nowhere, and forgotten any of this ever happened. But I didn't, because when something follows you, it doesn't need permission to stay. And this thing, it had already made itself at home. My laptop started turning on by itself, always at 3:03 a.m. No notifications, no windows, just a login screen waiting. Then my phone buzzed, an old notification from an app I'd already deleted. It read, "Level 2 active, continue." I didn't touch anything. The screen answered for me. Yes, this wasn't a game. It was a map, a reflection, my apartment, and someone or something was walking toward my in-game character. Closer, closer. I slammed the laptop shut, but the sound kept playing. That night, I taped over every camera, unplugged everything. Didn't matter. I woke up at 3:03 a.m., standing in front of the mirror, eyes closed, mouthing something. Don't close the game. Don't close the game. Don't close the game. I called Jamie's number again. One last time, a voice picked up, not his, a child, whispering, "Want to play another round?" That's when I realized I hadn't seen my own reflection in days. Not clearly, not fully. And when I finally looked, it blinked, but I hadn't. At this point, I stopped trying to delete the game. I stopped trying to run, because it knew me now, where I lived, how I thought, what I feared. I found one last thing in my closet, an envelope. I hadn't put it there. Inside, a photo, me and Jamie, sitting on my couch. Except, I don't remember that day, and I wasn't smiling. Jamie was, but not at the camera. He was looking at the corner of the room, where something was just starting to form. A shape, or maybe a shadow. A tall one, with no face. The game didn't want to be played. It wanted to be opened. It wanted to be remembered. Every second it ran, it rewrote something, not in my code, in me. So I made one final decision. I set up 3 cameras, one on me, one on the mirror, and one on the game. I pressed record, press continue. Level 3 began. The lights dimmed, the floor felt soft, and from behind the monitor, a hand reached out, but not to grab me, to point toward the hallway. I followed, not with my body, but with my mind. I watched my reflection step into the screen, and the door behind him slammed shut. After what happened with the game, I stopped sleeping altogether. But one morning around 5 a.m., I got a Dropbox link from an unknown email. No subject, no body text, just one file. Jamie_final.mov. It was 47 minutes long, and as I watched it, I knew I'd never see the world the same again. If you're seeing this, it means the game chose you too. I tried to quit. I tried everything, but it doesn't let go. Every time you close it, it takes something. I've been in here for 5 days. I think time moves strange. He pans the camera. Empty basement. No windows. Just a chair and a figure in the far corner. I've been in here for 5 days. I think time moves strange. He pans the camera. Empty basement. No windows. Just a chair and a figure in the far corner. Jamie, it says you're next. That you'll come looking. That it needs someone new. At this point, I paused the video. I couldn't breathe, because behind Jamie on the wall was my handwriting. For words in black marker. Don't close the game. I paused the video. I couldn't breathe, because behind Jamie on the wall was my handwriting. For words in black marker. Don't close the game. It told me if I send this to you, it might let me go. He turns the camera around. Now he's filming the game screen, but it's different now. No more menus, just a real-time first-person view of my apartment. It's not just watching you, it's recording you, saving every step, and it's building your level. Jamie, if it finishes rendering your place, it means it's ready to move in. I paused the file, looked around my room, the clock, the lamp, the open closet. Then I played it again, and the closet door in the video was slowly opening. In the game, and in real life, Jamie, final line. If you see it, don't look away. It hates being seen. Suddenly, Jamie drops the camera. The video ended, and a new file appeared on my desktop. No title, just a date. Tomorrow's date. I hadn't even saved the footage, but it was already predicting what comes next. The file sat on my desktop. Just a date. Tomorrow's. No name. No extension. Just glowing, pulsing text. Like it was waiting for midnight. I tried deleting it. Wouldn't work. I tried disconnecting the internet. It didn't matter. At exactly 12 a.m., it opened itself. Inside was footage of me sitting at my desk, watching a file, my face pale, eyes wide. But that wasn't the part that made my stomach drop, because then the door behind me opened, and I didn't notice, not in the footage, and not in real life, until I felt breath, cold, rotten, on the back of my neck. I spun around. Nothing. Just my room. Still, quiet, but I swear the air was thicker. Heavy, like it had been breathed in. I replayed the file, frame by frame, and in one frame, just one, there was something behind me, a figure, barely visible, grinning, but not at me, at the camera, like it knew I'd find it. Then the footage jumped to tomorrow. I was asleep in bed, but my body, it was moving, sitting up, turning toward the camera, smiling with someone else's face. It's not just showing the future, it's writing it, and somehow it's pulling me into it. I went to unplug the PC, but the power cord had been cut, clean, like someone or something wanted this to run no matter what. I sat there, watching myself in the future, moving like a puppet, and then the video version of me turned and looked directly into the lens, not the one in the file. Mine, when the screen flickered back, there was a new tab open, the game, running on its own, but the title had changed. No longer just the game. Now it read, "Welcome back." Inside the game was my apartment again, but this time there was a new door, one I didn't have in real life, a door labeled Jamie's room. It had never been in the game before. It shouldn't exist, but the deeper I went, the more it knew me, my house, my routines, my fears, and now It wanted me to enter his room. I tried to turn the game off, but the power button didn't work. Not the physical one, not the screen icon. Instead, my mouse began to move on its own, dragging to enter room. I looked behind me again. The room was empty, but my reflection wasn't mine anymore. It was still watching the game. The door in the game stared at me. I didn't click. I didn't move, but it opened anyway, on its own. Inside, nothing looked like Jamie's real bedroom. This was wrong. Warped, familiar furniture, but the scale was off. Too small, too narrow, like a dream trying to remember a real place. Then I saw it. Jamie, or what was left of him, tied to the bed frame, eyes gone, but the camera still filming. He hadn't stopped playing. He'd become part of the game. He whispered something, barely audible through my headphones. So I turned up the volume, and he screamed, "Jamie, in game, run, before it learns your name." Then the game glitched, and my full name appeared in the top corner of the screen, typed, spelled perfectly. First name, last name, player 2 connected. 3 knocks, then silence. Thick, living, like the air itself was holding its breath. I didn't turn. I stared at the screen. Instead, my own face frozen. But then the in-game version of me blinked just once and whispered, "It's not in here." I stood. Finally, I had to look, had to see what was there. I turned around, and the hallway was wrong, stretched, too long, lit like a scene from the game. There, at the end of the hall, was someone standing, still, facing the wall, long black hair, head twitching every few seconds, like a glitch model, not moving, but not frozen either. I whispered, "Jamie?" The figure didn't respond, but the light bulb above it began to flicker, fast, erratic, and I remembered the game had said it hates being seen. So I looked away, only for a second. When I looked back, it was gone, but a whisper slid into my ear. "You saw me. You saw me." Those 3 words didn't echo in my room. They echoed inside me, in my skull, in my bones, like my nervous system had heard it directly. I backed into the room, computer still running. Except now, it wasn't showing the game. It was showing live footage of my hallway from above. Then the figure appeared, not walking, just suddenly there, back still to the camera, twitching, like it had been dropped in from somewhere else. I watched it on the screen until it turned toward the lens. No face, no eyes, just a hole where a face should be, sucking in light, not reflecting it. And behind it, Jamie, on all fours, mouth stitched, following it like a pet. I reached for my phone. No signal, no apps, just one new icon. The same red icon from the game. but it was burned into my phone screen permanently. Suddenly, my computer shut off. No light, no sound, black, except behind me, breathing, slow, wet, too close. I turned, no one there, but on the wall, something had been scratched into the paint, deep, not written, etched with finger. You're already in. Like a ceiling camera I didn't have. The scratch in the wall was still fresh. Paint curled at the edges. You're already in. Not a message, a verdict. I ran to the door. Deadbolt wouldn't turn. Not stuck, just gone. The lock was missing, like it had never existed. I grabbed my keys. Phone, wallet, none of them were real. All soft, rubbery, like props in a haunted house. Then came the voice. From every corner of the room, deep, layered, not male, not female. Every player tries to quit. Only one ever did, and you took his place. It was Jamie. He hadn't vanished. He'd escaped by passing it to me, by sending me the file. I felt the floor, screaming. The lights blinked. My hands began to glitch, flickering like a broken GIF. I opened my laptop, and there was again the game. New title screen. No play. Just one option. Pass it on. My only way out was to drag someone else in. A friend. A stranger. Anyone. But then, something moved in the corner of the screen. I zoomed in and saw me, not the real me, the next me, whoever would come next, waiting, watching. You'll send it or you'll stay. The screen blinked. Pass it on. That was the only option. No exit, no escape, no are you sure? Just that pulsing blood-colored text, and a field below it. Enter email, or a phone number, or a name. I stared at it for what felt like hours. The air was thick, like breathing in glue. Somewhere behind me, the breathing had returned, but closer now, not loud, just steady, confident, like it knew what I'd choose. I thought of Jamie, what he must have felt, the guilt, the relief, and I thought my friends, one in particular, Kyle, he wouldn't believe it. He'd click it just to prove me wrong. And once you click, you're in. I typed his name. The moment I hit enter, the screen went black. A message appeared. Invitation sent. Your turn is over. Suddenly, the air shifted. Lighter, freer. The screen faded, then showed a live feed of Kyle opening his inbox, clicking the file, smiling. He said, "Jamie, did you send this?" Then the lights in his room dimmed. His screen pulsed red. He leaned in, confused. What the hell is this? I closed the laptop, unplugged it. This time, it worked. Darkness. Real human silence. For the first time in days. But then I noticed On my hand, a mark, a small circle, burned into the skin. Faint, but growing. I knew what it meant. You don't leave the game. You just stop being the active player until your mark fades. You watch. Wait until the next one needs to pass it on, and they find your name.